Hello. Oh, she's good. Hi, John. Hi. Hello. Can't hear. What was that? I know, the different angle. You won't see me now. I would be over here. All right. I better take my phone in here. Is there a clock on? Oh, there is a clock on the screen. That's fine. Yeah. 2 minutes. This feels really strange. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope so. Is that picking up properly? Can you hear me okay, Jan? Yeah, good, good. Thank you. So 2 or 3 more to come. 4 more to come. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have to touch anything else now, that's me. That's fine, thank you so much. Sorry, what's your name? My name's Kat. Pleased to meet you. You'll all need a couple of blocks. A couple of these ladies. Hello, I'm good. How are you? Lovely to see you. It's just so different. It's black and white, isn't it? Real people. Have you been coming to a few in-house classes? Right. Yes, of course. Yes. It's so difficult with the people who just feel the opposite. It's like, oh, it's not the same. It's like, but just get into it, you know? Yeah, yeah, I know. It's good to have both, definitely. It's only Jan online so far. I know, it's beautiful. We put aside yesterday to go for a long walk. We gave up, we did 2 miles. Boring. Yes, yes. I mean, it's just still taking time to get used to. And yeah, it's not like here where you can just go out for a walk because you have to be careful and then it's all main roads. And so, yeah, we just got a car, but now I have to sit a driving test over there now. I know, that's what John keeps telling me. It's like, be fine. Yeah. There should be 8 plus John. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12, I think. 12, yeah. Which is more than I thought, actually. Hello, come in. All right, it's actually over time to get going. Hello, you coming into yoga? Come in, come in. You will need a couple of blocks. The little, the smaller, chunkier ones probably be better for what we're doing. Welcome to class, everyone. This is so exciting for me. First time in nearly 2 years. Well, there was that couple of weeks where we came back and did this partial Zoom, I can't remember when that was, and then it all shut down again just before I moved. So yeah, at least a year. Welcome, everyone. Does anyone have any health issues, medical problems, sore ankles, sore knees, sore shoulders, anything like that? Okay. Oh, well, I hope all this will make it feel better, but if anything aggravates it, then just give me a wave and we can adjust things. So I know most of you, recognize most of you, and those of you that come online to my classes, thank you so much. It's always so lovely to see everyone. And I'm only here for this and next Friday and the 2 Saturdays as well. So I'm back tomorrow with a different routine from today. Let's take a moment to lie back. As most of you know, I started playing the harmonium at the beginning and end of some classes, and I've been without it for 10 months over in the States, so I'm a little bit rusty. I'll just do a little tune to get us going. While I'm playing, please take long, deep, even breaths. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today the class is called The Power of the Heart. Working with back bends, but mostly the upper back, the area between your shoulder blades. And this will really help to open up and lengthen all of your back muscles. As always, work with your core in mind, always lifting the pelvic floor area, drawing back on your navel area, and work with a strong feeling of openness in the front body. Some of our postures are balances. There will be options for anyone who doesn't want to stand on one leg today. There's options in nearly everything I teach. So do what you can, see where your body wants to take you today. It's always a journey. We're going to continue to lie on our back, but we're going to put a little prop up between our shoulder blades. When you're ready, let your knees bend. And with your feet on the floor, you just press yourself over to one side and grab yourself probably two of the blocks. So we're putting the blocks in what I call the letter T shape, where one block is to receive the back of your head, and the other one, this way, this part here, goes right between your shoulder blades, like so. And then you lie back, and you hold the block and get it right between it. Shouldn't touch your neck. And then just let your head tip back a little. You can have your feet flat on the floor. You can have your feet together with the legs apart in butterfly, or you can have the legs straight. Having the legs in butterfly will bring more energy to all the chakras, the energy systems. That would be the preference, but see how it feels. That's it, good. Yes, and try and let the head relax. If you need another block, just wave, I can get one for you. Try to feel very centered with your head. Good. And then take nice, deep, full and wide breaths. Feel the breath reaching into the sides, in between each rib, from the armpits all the way down to the waist. Lovely. This helps us to prepare. Let gravity just drop your shoulders. Preparation is the key in our yoga practice. If we prepare the neck, shoulders, spine, and hips, and then everything else will follow. And of course, the breath. Through every single pose you're in this next 90 minutes, try to keep the breath smooth. If you find you're breathing really fast or you're holding your breath, try to notice and slow it down. Pull the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Very good. There is a traditional name for the pose you're in. It's Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining cobbler pose. And it's also supported, so Salamba, Supta Salamba Baddha Konasana. Let's take two more breaths here, deep, wide, and full. And after those two breaths, the first thing to come back are the legs, so drawing the knees together. And then in your own way, but safely, some people like to reach for the back of their head to help their head up first, and then pulling in your tummy, rolling up to sitting. And then just push the blocks to one side. And we're actually going to go back down onto our back to warm up the hips and buttocks. So when you lie down, separate your feet, bend your knees. And then take the right ankle over onto the left thigh near the knee. Right away, you may notice some sensation in the right glutes, the outer buttock and hip area. But if there's not much sensation, then lift your left leg. Take your right hand between your legs and catch the left hand behind your left thigh with the right hand. And that should be a lot stronger for most of you. For those who still don't feel much, you want to hug the leg towards your chest. The right inner leg from big toe side to inner knee could maybe touch your chest, but don't stress your shoulders, doesn't matter. Sometimes when I'm doing this pose, I take a very gentle rock side to side. See what it feels like for you. If you like it, do it. If you don't, just leave it. I feel like I'm rocking out the tension. Sometimes called reclining figure 4 or Supta Kapotasana, reclining pigeon. And then when you feel that's enough on that side, let's do the same shape on the other side. Both feet down and then cross. Good. Come to your place on the other side. And again, once you're settled, maybe take a little rock if it feels good, or stay still. Excellent. This stretches your lower back as well as the sensation that you might be feeling in your hips and buttocks. The only way to truly open our heart centers and live courageously is to tap into the power of the heart center, the energy there. And this takes time, like everything else. It takes time to build strength, to hold a pose with an open heart, but it's all worthwhile. When you feel that's long enough on that side, release. And then finally, bring both knees up into your hands. From there, see if you can lift up your head and shoulders as if trying to put your nose in between your knees. And then cross one ankle over the other. See if you can catch your feet. It's okay if you can't, you can push up any way you like. And then with a big inhale, try and rock up to sitting. Or push up, it's fine. It's kind of traditional in my classes. A lot of times that's how we start. And you'll find that your core gets stronger the more you practice it. Let me show you our next little sequence. We're going to be here on our hands and knees. And the sequence is cow, cat, cobra. Look at the elbows. They don't go out here. You'll hurt your shoulders if you go like this. So try and keep them in. Cobra. Like a snake, and then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. We'll do that 4 times. Let's join in with that. So come towards the back of your mat, hands nearer the front, leave 1/3 of your mat free at the front. Spread your fingers, and through all 4 of those shapes, you want to keep your thumbs kind of pointing in towards each other and roll from your elbow to your thumb inwards. That will help to stop your shoulders taking too much stress. Knees under hips, breathe out here. And with a lovely inhale, hollow your back and look forward. Keep pulling your tummy in gently. Exhale, really pull your tummy up, round your back, tuck your tail and chin. Inhale, move forward with your weight, and then bending the elbows, slide down onto the mat. Exhale. As you breathe in, try and lift your chest and lift your chin, and breathe out, lift all the way up, tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. Take an extra breath in downward facing dog. That looks good. Look through between your legs. And then let's do it all again. Coming down onto the knees. Good. Cow pose. Inhale, open the heart center. Exhale, stretch the spine. Move forward as far as you can. Inhale, come slithering down into the mat. Then when you're ready, try and lift your chest, look up. And then push back, downward facing dog. It's called Adho Mukha Svanasana. An extra breath to stretch. 2 more rounds, down you go. And begin again, breathing in, look forward. Breathing out, nice round back like a cat stretching. Breathing in, come all the way forward and bring your torso and legs down. And then try to breathe out and expand the chest. Yes. Tuck your toes and rise up. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Take an extra breath in and out. Wonderful. And again, last time, everyone. Moving your body through all these different shapes. Good. Open the heart. Round the spine. Press forward, flatten down, and then try and lift the heart center and chin up. Smile like you're enjoying being here. Good. And then downward facing dog. Good. And then stay here a bit longer this time. Try to press a little bit more into your thumbs and index fingers and open your shoulders. Looking good. And on your next exhale, come all the way down to kneeling. And then lift up strong. Now, if you don't like sitting on your knees, sometimes putting a couple of blocks in between your heels, like this way, stack them up. Even turning this one up a little higher if you need more height will help your knees to feel much better. However, if you still can't get comfortable, you don't have to sit on your knees. You can sit on your bottom. It's just to give you a little bit of height in your body. Okay, good. A little bit more for your shoulders. So if it gets too much for anyone with shoulder problems, just do something more gentle. Just give yourself a hug. All right, big inhale. Let's sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, try to get your ribs to slide down and come closer into your body. Nice. Breathing in, take them a little bit wider, and breathing out, try to go back further. And then keeping that backwards movement, lift them up and try and interlace them. Good. And sometimes when we do that, we force our chin down. So we want to try and keep a space, a nice long neck. Beautiful. Then spin your hands, just allow the breath to be where you want it. Nice, nice, nice. And again, just try and press back a little without any pain in your shoulders. Good. Very nice. So those that have been to yoga classes in the studio before, is there any hands-on contact allowed yet? Has any of the teachers been adjusting that you know of? No, not sure. Is Elaine, Amanda, are they touching? Never sure whether it's allowed or not. Don't want to do anything that's not allowed. Breathing in, spin the hands up. And this time, as you breathe out, can you close your hands? Doesn't matter if the answer is no. It's okay. And now, turning to your right, look around at the mirror side of the room with your whole torso spinning, and breathe here. Don't hold the breath. Feel the movement that's allowable to your body. And then let's do that to the other side and around. Good. And back to the center. And as we let go, stretch out as far as you have space for and interlace behind you. Just interlace your fingers. And what we're looking for here is to try and get the arms away from the back without the torso sort of going like this. So keeping your chest up, bring the chin point in a little, and then try and bring your arms away. I used to find this so difficult. They hardly moved at all. But I do have some students that go right up in line with their shoulders. And it's quite fascinating to watch. This feels like a big movement for me, but I know I can see it in the screen there. It's not that far. You see some students, it's like, whoa, and it just shows you we're all different. And it's not that some of us will ever get there, but we can imagine. Looking good. And then let it go. Finally, just give them a nice shrug out. And we're going to come to another shoulder one. So again, be careful. There are a few options. I'm going to go with the sort of deepest option down to the more simple. The deepest option would be to have your blocks like this. Your big toes together, your knees wide, full stretch out to your blocks, and then try and drop your chest and your chin down. That's quite strong in the shoulders. So obviously without the blocks, it's not as strong. Or fold your arms and just go for the hip movement to make it less. Let's try that one. Push myself just a little bit and use the blocks here. Okay, so hands where you feel that they're best for you. Maybe wider than the shoulders. If you have tight shoulders, sore shoulders, wider is usually better. Bottom up above the knees, and then melt your heart to earth. Chin or forehead. If you've got a sore neck, put your forehead down. If your neck is healthy and no problem, put your chin point down. And take deep breaths. Do not hold your breath. That's good. And whichever one you're doing, try to have your elbows as straight as possible. Lovely. Try to have your 10 toes down on the floor rather than tucked. Can you flatten your toes, John? Yes, just to stretch your ankles a little. Get them used to that position. Yes, well done, well done. If it's easy, bring yourself forward a little bit more in your hips, maybe hips up a bit, yes. And then push your blocks away a little bit more. Forward, yes, that's it, good. And just take 3 more breaths. It's always good to know how much longer you're going to be in a posture. Surrender, but with strength. 3 breaths, 2 now probably. Pull in your front ribs, feel your shoulders, your spine lengthening. And then when you've had enough, come off the blocks and then lift your head up, push yourself up and walk your hands in a little bit, and then tuck your toes under, walk your hands back to your knees and try to walk up your legs or come up in your own way. Ooh. Shoulders nice and warmed up, give them a good shrug. Come towards the front of your mat. We're going to go through some Surya Namaskaram, sun salutations, in the Shivananda style. That's a style of yoga practice developed by a Swami who used to be a doctor, Swami Shivananda. And it's designed to really energize the body, get into every single energy center. So I hope you enjoy it. Some of you know it. Drop down, roll your shoulders back, spin your hands to face forward. Lift up the energy. Imagine this sensation of the earth's energy rising through the arches of your feet to the crown of your head. Good posture. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, take your hands into a prayer position called Anjali Mudra. Take a deep breath in. Lift your chest, lift your chin, lift your arms and open them. And as you exhale, dive forward, bending your knees to touch the floor. Inhale and bring your right leg back. Let the knee go down for just a little pause until you lift your chest. And then lift the knee and take the other leg back. And as you exhale, bring the knees down. Remember that first one like this, the cow pose? Then bend your elbows and bring your chin down. Inhale into the cobra that we practiced. And exhale to the downward facing dog that we practiced, like a V shape upside down. Bring your right foot to the front of your mat. You can take your knees down first if you like. Left knee goes down, chest up. Now step both feet to the front and look through between your legs. Breathing in, bend your knees and reach forward like this, but then keep going all the way up. Lift your chin, lift your chest, and hands back to where we started in front of our heart. That's 1 round. So we're going to do 5 more rounds. My microphone keeps spinning, excuse me. All right, ready? And inhale up, exhale, fold over. Left leg, inhale, step back, knee down, look up. Hold your breath into plank. And as you exhale, bring the knees down, look forward, and then bring your chin down. Inhale all the way through, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg forward in your own way, right knee down, look up. Right foot forward, look between your legs, knees can be bent or straight. Inhale, reach forward and then all the way up, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. Exhale, hands to heart, that's 2 rounds, keep going. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Right leg lunging back, breathe in and take the left leg back beside it, called plank. Knees down, chest down, chin down. And then inhale through, chest up, open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Bring the right foot forward, left knee down. And then bring the left foot forward and fold. Inhale, reach up, lift the heart center. Exhale, hands to the heart. You come forward on your mat, you'll end up, that's okay. And our left side. Breathing in and out. Lunge your left leg back. Good. Take the right leg beside it, hold your tummy muscles tight and bring your knees down, your hips up, your chin down. Good, push through, cobra. Nice big breath in. Push the breath out, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, push the weight to the heels. Nice. Inhale, left leg back, help it through if it gets stuck. Bring the foot all the way forward, and then right foot forward to meet it. Inhale, reach forward, up and back. Big lift, and exhale, hands to heart. Just before you do the last two, it can be really tricky to go from here and then get your foot all the way forward. And every time I teach these, when I ask people what they find most difficult, 9 times out of 10, it's this move. I never used to get my foot to there, and often it will just go to here, yeah? And then that's why we end up way back here in our mat. So one way to do it is to bring knees down first and then hook. Bring the leg through. Just reminded me, I saw Jan doing that, and it's really helpful to get your leg to the front. So try not to leave it here, because then you'll be out of sync. So when you come to down dog, knees down, hook the leg, bring it forward, and then step forward and fold. All right, last two. We're on the right leg, am I right? Yes. Okay, last two, everyone. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Right leg, big step, lunge, plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale like a snake. Exhale, lift your hips, push back. So remember, bring your knees down if you wish. Inhale, right leg forward, pause. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms, lift the body. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time. Inhale, up. Let all the breath empty, exhale down. Left leg this time. Nice. Followed by the right, plank. Bring both knees down, lift your hips, bring your chest to the floor. And inhale all the way up. Lovely. Exhale, downward facing dog. From the knees down or up, step right foot forward, help it through, and then left foot forward to meet it, fold. Inhale, forward, up and back, and exhale, hands to the heart. It's a full body warm up. Just the other day, I did 108, John and I, so it was the weekend where normally we'd have done the big charity one. I was like, let's do 108 just because. So it's really good for your body. It gets more and more fluid the more and more you practice it. It's good to do it daily. Not 108 every day, but a few. All right, let's come back down. Let's come onto our side, please. Come onto your right side lying. Leave a bit of space in your mat here and prop up onto your right forearm. Facing any way you like, doesn't matter. And then take your left leg into your hand, left foot into your hand. See if you can bring the heel towards touching the bottom. And if that is easy for you, simply press the hips a little bit forward, pelvic area forward, chest forward, and then draw that top leg slightly behind the other. And you probably feel a good quadricep stretch. Excellent. Nice open chest. Beautiful. It's funny being at this side of the room. When I used to teach here frequently, I was by the windows more often. This is quite good as well. All right, let that side go. You can either just roll over via your belly and then prop up onto your left side. But I'll go to the other side so I can still see you. And then catch your right foot and bring the heel as close to your bottom as you feel comfortable. Really press the floor away with your forearm and feel that you can lift your ribs and expand your chest wall easier. Maybe draw the leg back a little. And press the pelvic area forward. Nice. Working with what we call heart openers, so upper back bends, really helps us to breathe more freely. It's very good for all the spinal muscles, but it's also really good emotionally. often you're able to let go of stuff, all that stuff that we hold on to, the emotional baggage. And then when you feel ready to release that side, simply come onto your tummy and prop up onto your forearms. And in this position, we don't want to hang the head down. So again, roll into your thumb edge of your hands and then really press your breastbone lightly forward and keep a nice open throat. Roll your shoulders back and down and let your hips be very relaxed. Some people like the legs wider. Some people like them together. I would suggest for what we're about to do, we just try and keep a little gap between them, not too much. Lift the heart. You stay there. I'm just going to sit up a moment. This area here where the bottom ribs come round, if that is kind of just hanging on the floor, you might feel your lower back hurting. So imagine these ribs right at the front and pull them in, really lift them. Aha, good. Keep that feeling, but breathe. Sometimes it's like, oh, can't breathe. So try and do it subtly and lift the breastbone. Nice. I'm going to gradually take this into a much stronger pose. You can come back to this place that you're at, okay? Don't feel you have to do everything. Do what your body says. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Or I'm okay-ish with that is all right. But if your body goes no, then come back to where you are. So next stage, bend up the knees, feet up to the sky. How does that feel? If your pelvis is jumped up, it might be too much for you. And again, your body just needs time. Next stage, take the hands a couple of inches more forward and then lift the elbows and forearms. Now it's beginning to get stronger. So too much, you go back down, you can drop your feet. Look forward, pull in your ribs, breathe. Don't grip your teeth together. Bring your left hand more centered on your mat and see if you can reach your right foot or ankle. Now we're going places, right? So if it's too much, don't do it. Look up, lift. The foot that's in your hand, push it to the windows behind you. Press away and feel your arm on your right side stretching. Try and keep doing that because we're going to reach for our left. 1, 2, 3. Hooah! Catch. Now kick both feet away. Keep smiling. I'm coming to see if you're smiling. See if you can lift your knees up. Mr. Iyengar, famous yoga teacher who's no longer with us, says, all we should have on the floor is here, just here. Yeah, that's all. Thighs up, chest up, smiling. It's good. Medicine for your back. If you want to make it more for your digestion, you rock forward and back on your belly. Forward and back. Aha. Dissolves abdominal fat, everyone. Dissolves the fat. Come on, rock it, if that's what you want. And then let it go. Let it go. Fold your arms. Rest your head on the top hand. Wiggle your hips in the floor. Just wiggle. Ooh. It's said to detoxify and massage the abdominal area right into the deepest layer of the abs. Strengthens your entire spinal muscle. Now, when you feel ready, climb on up onto your hands and knees. Take a block and then stand up on your knees and put the block up nearer the groin side of the inner thighs. Yes, squeeze the block. So we don't want the knees to go out. That's why the block is there. And then lengthen up. Tailbone, the very end of your spine, feel like it's twice its weight and really drop there. Drop your tailbone. Try not to squeeze the glutes, but lift the core from your pelvic floor upwards. Breathing in, bring the hands into your lower back. Breathing out, imagine you're trying to get your elbows to touch each other behind you. Got cramp? Ouch. Feel free to have a walk around. And then, a lot of times in this pose, people do this when I ask them to bend back, but don't move your head, okay? When you do this, your back won't go any further. So keep looking straight ahead, find a spot on this wall and gaze at it. And just think about the breastbone lifting. So lengthening the distance between the breastbone and the pubic bone. That's all you need to do to make this back bend work. Tail stays down, breastbone lifts up. Squeeze your block. Squeeze. This is a baby camel. Ushtra, camel. Inhale, rise up strong and remove the block. Exhale. We'll need that again in a moment. To bring more attention to your thighs, we've stretched them. Now we want to make them really strong. We're going to do what's called the Z pose. Bring your arms up in front, thumbs up, palms face each other, and slide your shoulders down. Yes. Now without bending, so it's not this, okay? This is what we call cheating, Colin, yes. So no bending, we'll go straight back. Aha, straight up. Isn't that lovely? You're welcome. Straight back, straight up. Bring some heat into the thighs. Good. Is anyone cycling home? Good. 3 more. 1, and up. 2, and up. On 3, we're going to hold it, and we're going to smile and love it. See, aren't we lucky to have thighs this strong that it can hold us here? We're so lucky. And then big breath in, rise up. Whew, breathe out. Take your block and pop it back in between. Now this time purely optional, when we do what we did before the Z pose, you can do this with your toes. And then when you get to here, without your legs going back so they stay there, you reach for your heels. Then you can bring the chin up. Yes, only if you really feel that's where your body wants to go. So stand up tall, squeeze your block. You can bring your toes in preparation. Then if you're like, no, I don't want to do that, just can flatten them again. Hands there. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Without moving your head, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lean back a little. Keep your hips above your knees. Now keep breathing. And if anyone feels that they think they could hold their heels, then go ahead and drop your hands, but be careful. Your legs might go back a little. And once you've got your hands on your feet, you can thrust the pelvic area forward. That's it, Louise. Nice, but be gentle with yourself. Don't try too hard. That's good. You'll get the same benefits. It's just people who's been practicing a long time might need a little bit more to get the benefits they used to get when they first did this. So where's my heels gone? Sometimes we do it with blocks, so we go for blocks instead. Looking good. Now, especially if you're holding your heels, you don't want to come flying up. So you take one hand off of a foot, put it in your back, and then rise up strong. Release your toes, and then just swing your arms around, let your trunk recover, the spine, the blood flow into spinal muscles. And then bring your hands down towards the front of your mat, spread your fingers. Bring your legs towards the back of your mat, push the heels away. And breathing, downward facing dog, hips go high, head hangs low, and stay here looking between your knees or ankles. Let your head hang. Feel your head heavy. Let the neck relax. We're so used to holding our head up above our shoulders. And in this pose, we can really let it hang. Let it go. Looking good. Nice. And then can you look at your hands and begin to lift one foot and take a step forward with it. And then lift the other and take a step forward until you're all the way at the front of your mat. That might be awkward or it might be easier. Once there, bring your hands up onto your knees and bend your knees. Then look forward and rise up. We're back to standing poses. Please take your 2 blocks at the front right corner of your mat and stack them up like so. If that's not going to be high enough, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with them, but you could always have the top one like this. If you want something higher, you'll see in a moment. So just have a quick look. I'm here. I'm stepping my left leg back, bending my right knee and coming into a very popular yoga pose called Virabhadrasana, warrior pose. This openness that we have in the front of our body, we want to maintain when we reach over to find our block, fingertips only. I look up and I'm going to bring this arm behind my waist. This is where we start standing on one leg. So I'll give you an option if you don't want to do it. You take the weight onto your front leg and it begins to straighten and the other one comes up. Full pose, arm up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. If you find this impossible today, you can come into the warrior and then straighten the legs and side bend into triangle. Very beneficial pose. All right, let's try it together. So standing at the front, blocks near your right foot. If you feel you might want some more height, you can turn it now. And then hands on the crest of your pelvis. Breathing in, left foot back. Breathing out, nice deep bend in your right knee and open your body. Good. Now look down at your right knee. We don't want this right knee over into the middle. So imagine you're trying to get it above your little toe and use the inner thigh to push back a bit, but keep the whole foot firm. Nice. Kick out your left heel, maybe just a tiny bit more. Nice, nice, nice. That looks good. And then breathing in, look at your right hand as you bring your arms up to shoulder height, breathe out, and then just breathe here. Lovely. So there are many warrior poses. This is warrior 2, my favorite. And it's a great one when we're then going to add some more postures in. It's a foundation pose. Feel your feet, really feel them. Lifting the energy from the earth up into your spine. Good. Warrior, a warrior of peace. What's your fight been in your life so far? Have you had battles in your life, health battles, relationship battles? You've come through them all. You're here, you're standing here strong and you're about to stand on one leg. It's amazing. So many people can't, and it doesn't matter. You can learn. So let's try it. Reach beyond your right foot. Have a glance down, but don't turn around to it. Stay open. Right hand on the blocks, left hand behind the back. Look up over your left shoulder and see if you can draw the left shoulder back a little. And then step in towards your right leg and begin to straighten it. And lift your left leg. Remember the option, you can stay with triangle. That's it. Good. Feel the middle of your heel on your right foot. Feel it. Feel your big toe on your right foot. Press down. Nice. Can you lift your back hand from behind your back to the sky? Doesn't matter if you can keep it behind your back, that's fine. If you feel so balanced that you need a bit more of a push in this pose, you want more out of it, look up at your top hand. Look up at your thumb. Aha. Well done. Nice. Now look down at your blocks and step your feet together at the front of your mat and come up slowly. Oh, you can put your blocks to the other side, the left front. Nice. I'll go this side so I can still see you. So I often say to my students, especially if this is new to you, use a chair or something at home to practice. Or let's say you're in the kitchen and you're waiting for the dinner to finish cooking or the kettle to boil. Just put your hand casually on the worktop. It's much easier, and then you can practice on something higher. It's much easier the higher height you have. But we have blocks in the class, so we're using that. You ready? Hands on the crest of the hips. Tailbone down, navel to spine. Big, strong stride back. Right foot goes back on tippy toes. Bend the knee, keep it over more towards the little toe, and pivot. Nice. Open the arms. Look at your left hand. Good, and breathe. Warriors are very focused, especially going into battle. So we have in yoga what's called drishti. It means a point of focus, but it's soft. You're not staring like a crazy person. You're softly looking at your outstretched hand. Nice. Very good. Most of these battles that we face in our life, they do make us stronger people. And hopefully, there's an improvement in every aspect of our life. We might get over some health troubles and then we're more aware of our body. We might go over emotional troubles and come out much stronger emotionally. There's so many things that you have been a warrior for in your life. Looking great. Standing strong. Are you ready to stand strong on one leg? Reach beyond your outstretched left toes and find your prop. Slip the right arm behind the waist. It makes it easier to stand up. And then come forward. Straighten up from your arch of your left foot all the way up the left leg and lift the right. And then if you have it, also lift the right arm. Either look over towards the mirror side of the room or maybe even look up at your thumb. Good. Well done. Triangle is so good too, whatever works for you. Feel the body. Can we go for 3 more breaths? Don't grip your teeth, no frowning. You're here to enjoy yourself. Lift. Can it go higher? Yes, that's at least. Yes, well done. Nice. And when you've done those 3 breaths, look down at your foot at the front of the mat, join it with the other foot, pause, and then rise up strong. Well done, well done. Shake it all out, kick out the legs. We're going to add on. We're going to add more on. Take a little seat and I'll demonstrate first. You get a little breather. So you're going to repeat those 2. You know them well now. It's like, oh, just those 2 again. Then the next one is a little bit more tricky. And this time I'm going to suggest that we have our blocks like so. I'm just going to go through it. I'm not going to say too much. Just watch where my body goes. And then to the other side, yes? So warrior, half moon, sugar cane. It's like you did lying on your belly, open the chest, pull back the leg, and then wide leg forward bend. When you get here, we actually take a little moment to do this direction before we go. And your hands can be here. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. All right, whoop. Let's try it. So 1 block each at the back end of your mat. Watch when you step wide that you don't fall over them. Health and safety. And then come to this front edge of the room. And your foot is nearish, your right foot is near your block. Hands on the pelvis. Tailbone down, navel to spine. Breathing in, take the left leg back. Breathing out, bend the right knee, pivot the left heel, look forward at your right hand, warrior. Lovely. Been here before. You know this pose. Good. Reach forward, find your prop. Hand can stay up this time or it can go behind your back. Lift up to standing on a straight right leg. Now you do not have to hold the foot in a moment, okay? You can just keep it bent. So bend the leg that's in the air. And then press your chest towards the wall. Good. And then maybe catch your ankle or foot. It's called sugar cane. Chapasana. It's very tricky. Because your foot's behind you, your chest has to go in front of you. Good. Try and lift up to a straighter right leg. Yes. Well done. Do you want me just to take you that little bit further? You're almost there. There you go. You've got it. You've got it. Well done. And push the chest forward. Yes. Nice. Now be careful when you're ready to let go. You're stepping that lifted leg out to the back of your mat and stand up strong. Well done. Well done. In the standing position, take a little lift in your chest. And then come all the way up. Kick your heels out a little bit and come halfway forward. Reach out over the tips of your toes and then down into where you wish, either holding the lower legs, the ankles, the big toes as a popular hold, Prasarita Padottanasana, or hands on the mat under your shoulders. Now, whichever one you're doing, again, relax your neck. Let it hang. Good. Wide leg forward bend. Prasarita Padottanasana. Forward bends really encourage us to let go. Again, more the emotional side, just release stuff, let go. And we suddenly realize that maybe sore neck, sore shoulders is because we're stressed, because we're holding on to tension. And within good asana practice, when we move through these poses, we suddenly are able to drop all this stuff, to let it go. Excellent. As you inhale, start to come halfway up and place your hands on your hips. And then exhale all the way up. Beautiful. Now, all I want you to do is turn your left leg out to face the block at the other side of your mat and your right heel slightly towards me. Bend your left knee, sweep your arms open like wings and press them back a little to feel your chest is open. Warrior two. Don't let that knee go to your big toe side. Use your inner thighs, that's better. Good, nice. Virabhadrasana, the friendly warrior. Being a warrior is a good thing. It doesn't mean that you're always fighting. It means you stand up for what's right and you stand up and you're strong and you fight against all the things that might be challenging you in life. You ready for half moon? Reach out with your left hand, find your prop. Right hand can go behind or stay in the air. Stand strong on your left leg and let your right leg rise. Half moon first. Keep it straight for a breath or two. Find the balance in half moon. Good. Now begin to bend your lifted leg. And whether you catch it or not doesn't matter. You can just have it bent. And as you're holding the foot, if you catch it, thrust your chest wall forward to the side wall. So get that bow shape like we had on our belly. Very good, very good. It's called chapasana. It means sugar cane, sweet and bendy. Nice, nice, nice. You're working hard. When you feel that's enough, then again, step wide, ready for another wide leg forward bend. This time in wide leg forward bend, interlace your hands. Remember when we were kneeling, we tried to raise our arms up. So we're doing that as we bend forward. Kick your heels out. Breathe in, look up to the ceiling, lift your chest to the ceiling. Breathe out halfway until your back is like a table. Push forward towards your toes, but keep your heels on the ground. And as you drop your head and breathe normally, lift your arms up towards the sky. Good for your shoulders. Now, I said I have some students that can bring their arms like this in the kneeling position in line with their shoulders. I also have some students that can bring their arms all the way forward to the mat in this pose. Can you imagine? All the way forward, their head on the floor, their hands on the floor. It doesn't matter that it doesn't mean that all of us are doing it wrong. It just means that we have different shoulder makeup. The joints are all similar, but they're also even your right and left shoulder is different. Your right and left hip is different. Looking good. And we call this, who can remember what the nickname for this pose is, the regulars? What does it make us look like? 10 years younger. Yeah? Blood flow into the muscles of your face. No more wrinkles, everyone. Halfway up you come. Hands on the hips, halfway up. Big breath in. Breathe out all the way up. Well done. Turn your right foot towards me. Your hands onto your hips. Look forward. Be strong. Step. Well done. That's the hardest bit of the class over. You did it. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. Thumbs up, palms facing each other. See if you can come right up onto your tippy toes. And keeping the drishti, the focus, gaze forward. And bend your knees. If it gets too much, just come down in your own way. We're coming to sitting. Come all the way down. And if you're close enough to bump down, come down. There we go. Well done, well done. Sit comfortably. I'm about to demonstrate again. Any questions on what we just did? No? Good. Feeling your shoulders. There's a lot of work there. It might start to just open up whatever's going on in there and start to ease it out, hopefully. Okay, tomorrow's class, if you're coming tomorrow morning, is more focused on abdominal area. So the power of the willpower, the strength, the courage, and also the physical strength that sometimes we don't tap into enough. So tomorrow is all about, and next Friday is all about the core. This is my last day teaching this sequence. Now the next sequence, watch. It's one of my favorites. Same shape, look, same shape. It's not here, it's not here. It's bow shape. As you're really lifting up, looking up. It's called Wild Thing. It makes my heart sing. You can also put your hand on your heart and really breathe. Lift your chest. Listen, you can have this knee down. Okay? And really try and get that curve in your spine. Wild Thing. It's called Kamat Karasana. It's something like, the translation is, I just looked it up the other day, the freeing of the untethering of the spiritual heart, or something like that. It was a lovely translation, but we call it Wild Thing in class. Let's come to downward facing dog. I'll talk you through it. Hands forward, shoulders forward, legs back, hips up in the air. Push back with your weight. Try to transfer more and more weight towards your heels. So it's not all in your hands and shoulders. Good. Slowly does it. Inhale the right leg in the sky. Exhale, get more weight to your left heel. Inhale, bend your right leg at the knee. And as you exhale, imagine you're trying to turn your chest and navel to the side mirrors. Good, pause. Now, if you want to put your left knee down, do it now. And then take the right leg and feel that it's taking you over to the back of your mat. Drop it down on the tippy toes. Good. And reach towards me with your top arm. Use your glutes, use your hips, use your chest. See what it's like to put your top hand on your heart. Nice. Send out the love. Anybody sending me love right at this moment? No? Oh, okay. And when you've had enough, you flip back over. Some people call it flip your dog, and then take your knees down and have a rest before we do the other side. When we bring our knees down, we can fold our arms under our head, or we can bring the hands down by our feet, head on the mat, or a block. Catch your breath. Wild Thing. It really feels that hopefully that you've elongated the sides of your body and you're stronger, more open, freedom and love. You've been working for an hour. We're going to do the other side. You ready? Bring your hands forward, stretch them out, lift up. And you start to wind down after this side and then lift the hips up. Downward facing dog.
Breathing in, left leg in the sky. Breathing out, more weight towards the right heel, push back. Inhale, bend your left leg strongly at the knee. Exhale, twist to look under your left arm. Send your chest to the side. Good. Now you can put your right knee down if you wish, or keep the right leg straight, pivot the foot, and drop onto the tippy toes. Inhale, press up through the hips, open your chest. Good. Any singers? Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing, I think I love you. You try putting your hand on your heart if you haven't done so already. Take a deep breath into your chest and release back into the dog and back down onto your knees. Push back, rest head on a block, floor, or your own hands. Doing great. So normally from the States, I teach a Saturday morning class, but over there we're 5 hours of a difference. So normally my alarm goes off at 4:20 a.m. to connect, I know. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm teaching. It's pitch black outside. So tomorrow is going to be such a treat. And actually tomorrow they couldn't give me the studio at 10. So we're going to be in here at 12 tomorrow. And I think there's still spaces if anyone wants to join us, 12 o'clock tomorrow. All right, everyone, please have a look where we're going. I'd just like us to put a tiny bit, not a lot, a tiny bit of weight on the head. We've been hanging the head in down dog. We were hanging the head in the wide leg forward bend. Now with just a tiny bit of pressure, it helps to awaken the energy of the crown center. But all we're going to do, I'll just show you, is here, hands in front of the knees, then bending the elbows, top of the head on the mat. If you don't want to move your hands, keep them here or here. Okay, but you don't collapse, none of this with your shoulders. Shoulders away from the floor, hands to the sky. Hare pose. And when you feel it's long enough, it's only going to be about 5 breaths. You simply put your hands down and push back. Can we try that? Hare pose. Let's do it. On the knees, rise up. Hands either side of your knees, but more forward. And then the head way forward. So bend your elbows, bring your head forward of your hands. Move your head about until it feels like a comfortable position and pull your shoulders away from the floor. Press down into your feet, don't let them lift. Inhale, bring the hands together behind you. Exhale, push them up to the sky, press. Now breathe. If you don't like it, put your hands back on the mat. Really lift your shoulders, lots of space away from your ears. Nice. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And hands down, hips back, fold your hands and rest your head on its forehead for a moment. Health and vitality to the brain, to pituitary and pineal gland. Very good. And then very gently rise, come to sitting and take your 2 blocks with you. You're going to nudge yourself to the front of your mat with your toes, your bottom close to your heels, your blocks by your sides, so that in a moment when you lie down and push your hips up, you then just slide your blocks under the sacrum. So your bottom is kind of overhanging the blocks. It's a supported bridge, and the majority of students find it really beneficial for backache. If 2 blocks is too much, just choose 1. That looks good. So now you don't really have to do anything. The blocks are doing it for you. They're making that nice curve shape. Lovely. Bring your feet a little closer together, everyone. And in this feet closer together position, you then want to just slightly turn your heels out. And I mean just a few millimeters. Make sure your big toe still stays on the floor. So toes in, heels out. Yes. And then just a little bit narrower because you've got very small hips. So you want to come in and then toes in a bit more. There, that's good. That's good. Nice. Good, everyone. Then maybe see how it feels to let your arms sweep overhead. Draw your navel in at that point and your bottom ribs in. Elongate your spinal muscles. Rest your buttocks, no squeezing. Good. Now finally, with your arms overhead, your buttocks relaxed, walk your feet forward until you really feel some sensation, maybe at the tops of your thighs, maybe in your lower back, maybe in both. This is probably your psoas. Looking good. And sometimes with the sensation that that causes, we tend to hold our breath. And that's the worst thing we can do. So breathe. Yeah, be careful with your achy bit, Lorraine. If it's too much, bend the knees. Go, is it right in there? Yeah, it's maybe just not for you, so it's fine. It's important to draw the navel down to look after the core. Nice. And then bring the arms and legs back to where we started. Keep yourself on the blocks a little moment longer. Bend the knees. Now bring your heels off the floor, followed by your toes. So your feet are just hovering off the mat. And then let your arms, your legs drift up to the sky. Nice. No effort, just be. Legs can be completely straight. They can be a little bit bent. They can go wide if it feels good. Nice. This lets any puffiness from the standing postures dissolve, release. All the excess of fluid in our legs from walking and standing begins to release. It's really good for people who may have a twisted ankle or a sore knee. It drains the excess fluid and helps recovery. Allow the knees to bend when you're ready. Feel the feet flat on the floor and push into your feet. With your feet firmly pressing into the floor, can you get your hips higher than your blocks? Thrust up and then slide the blocks out. Good. Come down gently. Roll down. Well done. Now bring your arms out to the sides in line with your shoulders. And let your knees travel over to the right side of the room, stacking one leg on top of the other. And then try to get your left shoulder down into the mat and look round to the left. So the neck, the top of your spine is going one way and the base of the spine the other. Yes. After back bends, a twist is so good for the spine. Bring everything back through midline to the other side. Knees left, head right. Good. Nice, gentle breathing. And then come back through center, head and knees. And in your own way, we'll do one more pose sitting up, and then we're going to lie down for relaxation. So pull yourself up to sitting and stretch out your legs. If you find moving forward, especially in a sitting position, makes your back do this business, it can be because the hamstrings coming from the sitting bones right here underneath are tugging at their lower back and making it really difficult. In that case, it can be handy to roll up your mat like so several times and just put your bottom on the mat. This one doesn't roll up very much, but those are probably better. And then that gives you more opportunity to tip forward. Also, you can keep your hands behind. I find sometimes that if you're tight to move forward, have the hands here to hold you up and then just lean forward. Otherwise, you're going to try and move forward and down over your legs. So see what feels good. Push the buttocks back and reach forward. Paschimottanasana, a stretch to the west of your body, the back body. Very good. Nice, easy breathing. Lovely. Take 3 more deep breaths. Check how your jaw is. Don't clench your teeth. Very nice. And after those 3 breaths, release. And lie down for relaxation. If you've got anything you want to pop on, a jumper or socks to keep warm, please do. Just another 5 minutes or so to let everything you've done this afternoon be accumulated and distributed through all of the body. Try to bring yourself into a very straight line. Don't let the head go to one side. Try to feel the weight is even on both of your buttocks. So right side, left side is the same. Close your eyes and let go of the outside world for just a few more moments. Allow your focus, your internal focus, to go through the place between our eyebrows called the third eye chakra, energy center, as if you're climbing in a window to your own heart. Once you have the focus on the space between your eyebrows, drop down inside and go right down to your breastbone. The area we've been working on today, Anahata chakra, the spiritual heart center. The point where feelings enter, where love arises, and where we send love from. And imagine a little light here, and allow the light of love to shine. Simply breathe gently and sense the breath flowing to your heart, cool and soft. And as the breath flows and the light shines, Your heart center is like an opening flower blossoming. And here in this place of relaxation, meditation, talk to your heart and ask your heart what it needs to say to you today. And simply listen as the heart may release memories, emotions, wishes, fears, long stored dreams. Listen, experience. Whether your heart talks to you in sadness or fear, delight or pleasure, its message is exactly what you need to hear today. Allowing the repressed material to be released with no judgment. Listen to your heart. Yogis, it's time to bring your practice to a close for now. Take a deep breath in and be aware of where you are. As you exhale, perhaps little wiggles, stretches, blinks of the eye, yawns, whatever feels good, and awakening. And in your own gentle way, find yourself back to sitting. Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved that. I really enjoyed seeing real people face to face. I hope you did. And I love being back in the studio. It's such a lovely space. Thank you, Jan, as well for coming. I'm looking here, but I know I should be looking up there, but I can see you here. So thank you, Jan, for coming on Zoom as well. And Jan's been keeping me up to date about who's booked in, how many people's booked in, because I couldn't find out how to do that. So thank you all so much for coming along. If you do fancy joining me again tomorrow at 12, check and see if there's still spaces. There was up till before this class anyway. And it's been lovely seeing you. I'm here again next Friday and Saturday, and I'll also see some of you on Sunday at my party, our party, sorry, my husband is here. It's not just my party. Thank you. Any questions as we tidy up, please do come and speak to me. And we always finish with our hands, what's called Anjali Mudra. And we say to each other, Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you, Jan.
Thanks, Karina. I'll see you tomorrow.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay,
I don't know how to switch off. Oh, there it is.